Hey y'all, thought I'd do something different today. I've not done one of these. This is actually a first for the channel. So we're going to be doing a tier list, and we know how we love horror on this channel. So I'm going to do the tier list on something very close to my heart, which is a horror film that I grew up with, and it's it's one of them franchises that's always stuck and always really gripped me as a horror fan. It's like super gory. And my God, is my internet slow? I didn't type in Chat GPT at all. That's what I typed in. Thank you. Damn you. I have like really slow block ass internet for some strange reason. I think it's the computer because the internet's pretty damn cool to be fair. But I'm going to be making a tier list on the Evil Dead franchise. It's one that I've absolutely thought was fucking awesome since a child. I think the first time I ever came across this film was honestly when I was about 6, 7 years old. My dad was working night shifts, and like I heard like him, and I think it was his mate Brian, come home from work, and they were watching Evil Dead 2, and it was pretty late. Well, I wouldn't say pretty late; it was pretty early in the morning, sort of thing. And I come downstairs, and it was the hands when the hands running around, and my dad's friends, because my dad was obviously trying to get me to bed because he was just like, all right, this isn't right. My son's like watching a really, really messed up horror movie, and he's enjoying it. He really is enjoying it. He's laughing. And Brian, I can remember this clear as day. He turned around and he was just like, "No, you got to let your son watch the moment." Oh, what the hell's he on about? What moment? What moment? And it's the time where the hand's crawling into the wall, and Ash shoots the mousetrap, and the hand gives him the finger. Oh man, I was just completely taken away with that. That was one of like the most funniest, but most viscerally horrible things that I'd seen up until that age. Oh, come on. It'll help if I press enter and not the search button again. All Evil Dead movies. Here we go. Oh, here we go. All right, then. So first, we're gonna start off with the classic Evil Dead. And what we're gonna do is like we're gonna play a little clip from each film. Hopefully, we don't get flagged for this stuff, or my internet doesn't play up to the point where like I can't play the clips. And no, I'm not closing my search for the Mr. Bungle T-shirt. I need that shit in my life. Mike Payton fucking rules. He might be a poop lover, but well, connoisseur of the poop. The hairdryer story is amazing. If you've ever or if you've ever heard about that story, or just search up Mike Payton and some of the like weird things that he's done. Oh my god, it's great. Okay, so they've actually got the trailer. That actually helps because I'm probably not going to get fucking monetized to death for this shit. This is the original trailer to the original Evil Dead, the first thing that we'll be doing in the tier list today. So
The guy that's renting it says it's an old place. A little run down.
now the fact that this movie was made for just like I think it was just over 100 grand, and by people that literally just came out of college, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, amazing
It's
feat.
right up in the mountains.
And us,
Well, it might not be that bad.
and us UK watchers, we got it because like this was on the video nasties list. We didn't get this for a while, which absolutely sucks. But our government sucks anyway. We all know that.
I believe I have made a significant find in the Kandarian ruins. Naturan de Manto.
Shut it off!
Roughly translated.
But that was one of the absolute first things that transpired me in this movie. Sorry to talk, keep on talking over and over and over it. But I absolutely loved the artwork in the Book of the Dead. My dad's always loved like tattoos and stuff. So like when I saw all skulls and shit, I was thrown away. And some of the best actual prop designs in movie history, like because the Necronomicon is so fucking detailed, man.
Book of the Dead.
It's not gonna let us leave.
That shit was haunting when I was a kid, man. So like the original movie, because I'm a complete dude that just like loves original things. It's S tier for me. What can I say? It's S tier. Moving on, we're going to go to Evil Dead 2. Now, this is the movie that I first started with. Everybody's going to probably predict where I'm going to put this because this is one that I just jump back to out of nostalgia because, my God, it's a complete tonal shift. And that was what made me love it even more when I was older and like watched the whole franchise and stuff. Well, the franchise leading up to uh, when I watched Evil Dead 1 for the first time, I realized, wow, this is like really serious, gory, like movie, and they want it to be taken serious. There's a couple of little dark, cringy, cheesy jokes in there, but it was like really the tonal shifts between Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2 is just nightmare fuel. It's like, how the hell did they just come up with that concept of we're going to do Evil Dead 1, but we're just going to make it funny as balls? And my God, it plays Bruce Campbell's performative fucking stunts in this movie slap. The guy's comedy is just.
I'm all right.
I don't think so.
There's something out there. It lives out in those woods. In the dark. Something that's come back from the dead.
Him, yeah. Shout outs to Ted Raimi, man.
Groovy.
Hello
Son of a
There it is. There it is. Swallow this.
Swallow this.
Oh God, I fucking love that film. We all know where this is going. It's undebatable. You can at me in the comments, but like, it's one of my personal favorite films of all time, just because it's so oddball, out there, fucking lunatically insane. In Army of Darkness next. No, we said about the tonal shift of Evil Dead 2 from Evil Dead 1, and wow. This one is like typically a lot more comedy, but once again, it lands. It actually lands. It doesn't over it, and this is the amazing thing about some horror trilogies. Not every one of them slap. There's always that debate that the sequel will be stronger because the character build and whatnot. Uh, I can't really have that debate for Evil Dead. See, like all of them are so good, and like they do build the characters quite well. Not so much in the first one, but the first one, you know, you look at teenagers making a film. So, you know, that said, it was good character building for the time. Shout out to Scream Factory here.
In an age of darkness.
And if anybody knows me and knows me, they know how much of a fan I am of the Rob Zombie films and the fact that he uses Bill Moseley. Well, Bill Moseley's in this film. I fucking love that dude. That's Otis.
May God have mercy upon your souls. Something's wrong. Something's amiss.
And a time of evil.
You shall die!
When the world needed a hero.
The swallow our souls. I don't want to die.
What it got was him.
Groovy.
Fucking Ash Williams, bitch. Yeah!
You know your shoelace is untied.
Shit. I didn't even realise the official trailer had Metallica's music in the background, man. That's dope as fuck.
He's a 20th century guy.
For that arrogance, I shall see you dead.
Trapped in the Middle Ages.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. This is my boomstick.
Now, let's talk about how I get back.
I have literally called a shotgun a boomstick ever fucking since, bro.
Forewarned by a wise man.
You must recite the words Klaatu Berat.
This is little martial art thing with this chainsaw and boomstick, man. It's like, yeah. I love how that's became a really dark meme on Instagram now, and if y'all know, y'all know.
The words, the army of the dead awoke.
Now he's got a date.
Give me some more, baby.
With the army of darkness.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Giga fucking Chad.
Sound the trumpets. Raise the drawbridge.
This fucking trailer absolutely slaps for the metal in the back.
From
It knows what all us horror freaks want.
director of Darkman. Comes Army.
The teeny tiny ashes. Fuck. London Bridge is falling down. Oh my god, what a scene. So funny.
Darkness. They live.
Yeah, that. Open me up.
They suck. Army of darkness.
Evil Ash fucking rules in that film. He's so good. I'm actually going to be really critical about this one because it doesn't hit as hard as the first two. but I am going to still show it love. I'm going to put it in the B tier as a movie. You know, if we were just going like continuity and stuff like that, like it would be a lot further down. But because it does resonate with me a lot with the tonal shift that the first two films have, it's like, yeah, okay, it's a welcome it and push it a little bit more highly because it is more of a comedy film than it is a horror. But it's a comedy horror film that slaps. Yeah, it hasn't got the real signature Evil Dead gore in there because there's not really any real gory scenes in it. But it's still got that Evil Dead charm, especially with Bruce Campbell. And what we're doing next is the Evil Dead, the original remake, and this is the first movie without Bruce Campbell. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the original people that was like super critical about this. Upon hearing about its release and who was in it, the casting, and everything else like that, I was like, yeah, okay, you're remaking Evil Dead, but are you gonna remake Evil Dead, or are you gonna put Evil Dead in like the context of modernism? And if so, that's not the Evil Dead I want to see. I don't want to see a toned down, not violent, not funny, not nasty Evil Dead film. I want to see balls to the wall gore and ooh shit. Shout out to Scream Factory again. Nah, I was never let down with this film. When I watched this film, I absolutely gave it a massive round of applause because it touched places, man.
You have to get me out of here.
And the fact that they used uh, suffering drug addicts' withdrawal symptoms as the main premise to why the friends don't trust her while she's possessed, that gets an up from me. That is just like some storytelling shit right there. It's thinking outside the box. It's not making your horror as cheesy as it possibly can be, but it is making it relatable to the working class and the, like poor people and stuff like that. But watching this film that have seen like drug addictions, we've seen how crazy people react in that. Like, and it's actually good to see them use it as a smart premise, other than a, you know, why wouldn't you get the fuck out of the cabin? Yeah, okay, your mate's acting erratic, but still. But if you've ever seen somebody withdrawing, it's not that easy, and it brings a lot more realism to the actual story that they're telling. And chef's kiss for that. I thought that was welcomed. Also, absolutely love the Necronomicon's design in this film. Different, but totally welcomed.
There was something in the woods.
And they did sort of modernise the tree scene. That's something that you couldn't really escape in this landscape. Like, it was questionable in the original film. Even the original director questions it and stuff like that. So I will always give it a pass for that because the tree scene is a bit uncomfortable. I mean, as a horror fan, that I like watching the extremes. There's certain things that you don't want to see put to film, even though it does resonate with the script and your feelings towards the film. I will never say like I'm against it completely, like, and you shouldn't like associate this with art. Like, art transpires the real world sometimes, and the real world, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of fucked.
And I think it's in here with us now.
You're all going to die tonight.
I read a passage from that book. I released something evil.
Oh yeah. That's
Oh my god!
that is one brutal ass scene right there. Like,
Why did you do that?
he ends his girlfriend, think with like bowl of the toilet. It's gnarly as well, man. The fun and the initial noise that oh, fuck. But like, it really surprised me. That film slapped ass, and the ending with the fucking chainsaw to the face was just whoa, straight to the S tier. No debates. And this one well and truly shocked me because I never thought that changing the setting completely, even though like Army of Darkness worked ish, I never thought that changing the setting completely would be so effective. And I'm gonna go for the red band. Gonna probably get a few strikes here, but this is all for entertaining my audience. I am hyping up the people, so you know this is not using it in a bad nature. So
What's up, sis?
hopefully they look at that into context.
I had the most beautiful dream. It was the perfect day. And all I could think about was how much I wanted.
I will say L for this film was like they shouldn't have shown so much of the good stuff in the red
Cut
band
you
trailer.
all open and then climb inside your bodies so that we could stay one happy family.
That was fucking gnarly when she scalped her, man.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother.
What is this, Daddy?
The most fucked up way you're ever gonna hear "Que Sera Sera" in any situation. And I'm just gonna say the female lead and the female protagonist in this movie fucking slap. You don't have to force a badass girl down our throats. You don't have to do it. Watch this movie. You'll literally see why. These women, wow, wow. Talk about performances, especially from the mother character. Wow, like what a performance! And to hear that she did a lot of the contortionism herself and stuff like that, like for the possessed scenes, my hat's off to her, man. Like I think horror should actually be a category in the Oscars because we get snubbed a lot, and there's a lot of effective horror films that resonate with so much of an audience that like it's like, come on, just release a genre for just like best horror. It's it's a beloved genre in Hollywood, and when you have people that act on this capacity, on this scale, you can't have that female bad bitch fucking argument after you've seen this film because these are female bad bitches that literally in their way throughout the story. And my god, the payoff is just mwah. And like, yeah, okay, the finishing final beast is not one that absolutely slaps with me because it's CGI and I'm big against CGI and stuff like that. Yeah, they did do a lot of stuff that was make effects in this movie, and still I rate it really highly, even though it is CGI. But I just didn't like the like actual beast at the end. Yeah, they went with something different, but you still cannot take away anything from the performances in this film, particularly because they took the serious tone of the original remake and the original and amped it. They really amped it, man.
Here's what she said to me. Open up now.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing
big ol' kiss from you won't fix.
God. This is what I mean. The trailer gave away a lot of the good stuff.
I promise. You'd be a good mom someday, honey bear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know how to lie to kids.
Probably the best opening scene in a horror film for a good long time as well. Straight in the S tier, baby. Is it? They've made one kind of mediocre film, and that's my opinion on it. I'd like to see your opinion in the comments, and I hope you could join me for the next one. I think the next load of films that we're going to do, we're not going to do a short one. We're actually going to do something long. We're going to go with the Beloved series again, but we're going to go with Friday the 13th, which, if y'all know me, is one of